topics covered in this lecture. In this video lecture, you learn how to insert a built-in function into a formula. In this video tutorial, I will show you how the built-in functions in Excel make your day-to-day job easier. Excel has hundreds of built-in functions, but in real life, you will use only 20 to 25 Excel functions regularly. In some cases, some built-in functions will just make your job easier, but in some cases, you cannot perform your job without a built-in function. So you must learn how built-in functions can be used in Excel formulas. This is a range of data. This range shows some sales data of a hypothetical company. The company sells cars in different regions. Say you might want to know the total sales of sedan cars, total sales of Honda, total sales of Toyota, and total sales of Ferrari. I type total in this cell. I want to find out the total sales of sedan car in this cell. Input equal sign in the cell. You know equal sign starts a formula in Excel. Then I click this cell, plus sign, this cell, plus sign, this cell, plus sign, this cell, plus sign, and this cell. Until I press return, the formula is not accepted to the cell. Press return. You see the total sales is 1920. If you have to add a good number of cells in this way, see this number, so it will be not an efficient way. In this case, you can use the built-in function sum. I click on the right side cell, input equal sign, type S. You see a menu appears with a good number of functions that start with S. Let's type more. I type U. You see the list is shorter now. Click on any function in the list. A short description will appear about the function. Say I click on SUMIF, the short description about the SUMIF function appears. Adds the cells specified by a given condition or criteria. I click on SUMSQ. It's a long description. To enter a function in the formula, you have to double click on the function name, or you can press tab after selecting the function name. I double click on the SUM function. SUM function is inserted into the formula with an opening parenthesis. Below the function, you see the syntax of the function. You can move these tips to anywhere in the worksheet. Hover your mouse pointer over the border of the tips. When the mouse pointer turns into a four-headed arrow, click on the mouse, drag and place anywhere in the worksheet. The syntax of the sum function is sum, opening parenthesis, number 1, comma, number 2 in square bracket, comma, dot dot dot, closing parenthesis. Listen very carefully. Number 1, number 2 are arguments here. Arguments are separated by commas. If you see any argument in a square bracket, it means that this argument is optional. You can use it or not. If you see dot 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 after an argument, then it means that you can use that argument as many times as you need. So sum function syntax says that there will be at least one number between the parentheses, but you can use as many numbers as you need, separating the numbers with comma. I click on this cell, comma, this cell, comma, this cell, comma, this cell, comma, and this cell. You see, the syntax is expanded now. It shows how many arguments you have used. So far, I have used 5 arguments. If I click on the argument links, the relevant arguments will be highlighted. I click on number 3 link, C5 is highlighted. I click on number 1 link, C3 is highlighted. I click on number 5 link, and C7 is highlighted. Every function ends with a closing parenthesis. If you don't use closing parenthesis, Excel will automatically use it at the end of the function. I press return without inserting a closing bracket. You see the result in the cell and the formula in the formula bar. The sum function is closed with a closing parenthesis automatically. I guess you have found that entering cells one by one using commas is not an efficient way, at least for sum function. Okay, click on the next cell, input equal sign, type sum. You can double click sum on the list, or you can input opening bracket by yourself. Now choose this range, press return, click the cell again. You see the result in the cell and the formula in the formula bar. So you can use a range as argument instead of cells separated by commas. It is an easier way, right? Let's make it easier. Click on the next cell, then click on the AutoSum command in the editing group of the home ribbon. You see the sum function is placed in the cell with correct suggestion. Just press enter. You see the result in the cell. Let's find out the total sales region wise. I type total here. I select this cell, type equal sign, then type sum, opening bracket, select this range and press enter. The total sales of New York region is 1283. I select this cell, click AutoSum command. You see the suggestion is right. Press enter. Now I select this range, click AutoSum. You see the sum is showing in the next cell of the selected range. I select this range, click AutoSum. The result is showing correctly. I select this cell, click AutoSum. This time Excel suggestion is not correct. I select the correct range and press return. The result is showing in the cell. In this cell, I want to find out the grand total of all these cells. I input equal sign, sum, opening bracket, and I select all these cells. Press return. You see the grand total of cells is 7,465. So far I have discussed how Excel functions make your job easier. Now I shall show some calculations that you cannot do without Excel function. Say I want to find out the maximum value and the minimum value of this range. You cannot find out the maximum or minimum values from a range using general formulas. To find out the maximum value, you can use the max function, and to find out the minimum value, you can use the min function. I select this cell, type equal sign, type max, opening bracket, and select this range. Press return. You see the result. Maximum value is 910. Select the next cell, equal sign, type min, opening bracket, and select this range. Press return. The minimum value is 40. This is how Excel actually makes your day-to-day job easier. If you want to be a professional Excel user, then you have to master the important Excel